Hello and welcome to the episode of Motoring Middle East. Today I'm checking out what is undoubtedly the coolest car I'll drive this year. It's the Dodge Challenger Hellcat Widebody. And as the name suggests, it's basically a wider version of the regular Challenger. Now, why do they make it a wide body? Well, it looks really cool. It's got these wheel arch extensions, and it's also got these wider wheels, which are actually 305 width tires, pretty wide. And the reason they do this is because it couldn't really put down the power very well. They're all at 707 horsepower. And this one's even more powerful, by the way. It's 717 horsepower and about 656 foot-pounds of torque, all going through an 8-speed automatic, although bizarrely and luckily for us, a 6-speed manual is also available. So the Widebody is a pretty cool car. It promises to be the slightly grippier, more handling version of the Hellcat, if you can say handling in the same sentence as a 700 horsepower muscle car. It looks brilliant, it feels brilliant. It's the last of the old school monsters. It's the king of the road, in my opinion. And if you want the king, it's not cheap. You're looking at about 340,000 dirhams for this car as it sits, plus VAT. But what price character? I mean, when this thing starts up, it's got such an old school feel to it. I'm going to do it right now, actually. I'm going to break tradition. Start right up. Look at the way it actually shakes to life. This car has so much character, and that's what you're buying with this car. Not necessarily handling or finesse in the way that you get from Mustang or Camaro. But I love it, and as you're about to see in this fairly short take, you'll see why it's worth loving. Okay, so what have we got with the Challenger Hellcat? Well, you've got these wheel arch extensions. They're pretty cool. They actually go all the way down to this amazing front splitter. So it is actually a proper job. It's not a stick-on aftermarket thing. It looks pretty factory, because it is factory. And these wheels are absolutely gorgeous. I love these 5-spoke split rim designs. They're clad in 305 3520s. These are actually Pirelli all seasons. I'm not sure the tires that come with the car, but let's be honest, the car's been through a lot of tires. I think this is the 3rd or 4th set this car has gone through in less than 15,000 kilometers. But isn't it absolutely gorgeous? Just look at the way this car looks. A couple more things that people are new to Hellcats. This is an air intake, not a headlight. So if you can see, there's a little Hellcat logo in there. The one on the other side is matched, but it's also just a dummy. Although I think on the Demon it actually is a full intake, so it's 2 intakes, one here and one there for the Demon. But you don't really need a Demon. This is plenty fast enough. And look at this car. It's just so stunning. From every angle it looks good. The stance is amazing. How could you improve on this thing? This is why I prefer the Challenger to the Charger, because the Charger is a great looking car, but this is retro muscle at its absolute finest. Cars with curves always photograph well, and I think it'll age beautifully as well. Otherwise, in terms of practicality, it's pretty much standard Hellcat. I'll just show you the boot very quickly if you give a damn. Very heavy boot lid. Fairly substantial space, actually. You could, as Shazad says, get 2 bodies in the back. Just such an old school luxury coupe. For such a big car, it's a 2-seater and it's got 2 seats in the back. They're pretty good. You can take passengers in them of a normal height. How long they'd want to be there, I don't know, because this is all they can see out of, and there's massive seats in the middle. But overall, such a cool car. If you're buying a Challenger, you're not buying it by accident. You love the look, the style, the feel, the retroness of it, and I can't get enough of it. I'd take all of you, I'd suggest everybody at least once in their lives, no matter what kind of Euro snob you are, no matter what kind of background you come from. Maybe you love Japanese muscle, but drive one of these things. You won't regret it. You'll also be terrified, but you won't regret it, that's for sure. Alright, let's get this thing on the road and remind you why 717 horsepower really matters. Okay, so this is going to be pretty short, because frankly, if you don't know what a Charger Hellcat or a Challenger Hellcat is like after all this time, where have you been for like the last 5 years? They're quite simply the greatest muscle cars ever made, because unlike a classic muscle car, they start every day, they work every day, they have proper air conditioning. This one even has Apple CarPlay. There are a couple of things that I'm missing from it that I'll talk about on the road, but right now I want to get to the Hellcat's party piece. So I'm not Shazad and I don't really do Larry wild action, but I will do a launch. So I'm going to put it into track mode. It's in auto right now. There's sport, custom, etc. I'll put it into track, which switches everything to full aggression, traction, maximum slip possible, suspension, stiffest, steering, really heavy. Paddle shift is on, and of course 707 horsepower. Then I'm going to go to launch, and we'll see if this works. I'm pressing the brake down and quickly apply full throttle. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, 120. Holy caramba. Wow. I don't know how fast I was, but it's quick. There are times like this when I wish I had an external camera person, just to kind of get an idea of how vicious that was. I mean, this thing just gets up and goes. I've actually had to stop and reset the camera because it broke a gimbal. The acceleration is so vicious, and the physics on your body is intense. You really have to hold on with both wheels. There is no car like a Challenger Hellcat when it launches and goes, and even in normal mode. I love this supercharger. I love this car. I mean, the way it goes into corners. And then let's see if this track mode really does the business. Wowzers. You know what? It's a really good car. And I think it's broken the gimbal again. Let me just see. Yeah, if this video seems a bit stuttery, it's because I have to keep having to check the camera. Because this thing, the physics on it, no mere Chinese-made gimbal is going to survive. Be careful over this bump. It's pretty low split out the front. Any chance you get, you see a bit of flat and you mat it, and you can see the car fighting for control with you. Right, let's calm down. Let's do some consumer advice, shall we? Hellcat, really good. Wow, let go of me seatbelt. Let go of me seatbelt. And this is the other thing. You see a speed camera. You see cops. That was a policeman right there. He's obviously standing and watching while a guy fixes his tire. But you feel nervous. You feel like, wow, everybody's after me. You feel like you're in your own car chase. You need to sort of have some Huey Lewis playing in the background. Yeah, on a livability scale, the Hellcat is just okay. There's a lot of tire noise from these fat 305s. There's a lot of wind noise because this is a 70s muscle car shape. Not really the most wind efficient. Comfort's good from this big SRT throne. Holes have been really well. It's a lot of aggressive bolstering on the bottom, so it may not be to all backs. It's taken me a while to get used to it. And I feel like it's damaged my neck driving this car. I do actually have neck pain, I'm not joking. I've been to the doctors. Because the acceleration, the violence of these launchers is like whack on your neck. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have done that. 8 speed's really good. Shifts really well. These paddles, I've never used them. I've never used them. You never have to. There's so much torque. I have driven a manual Hellcat. It is magnificent. I recommend everybody should drive one at least once. What else? AC is pretty good. AC takes a while to start. I'm going to go into sport because I'm coming up to my favorite corner. Let's see if the Hellcat... Ooh, stability control sport. I don't want it to be that Larry. Alright, go. Go, Giado. Hold on. Okay, it rolls a bit. It rolls a lot. It's definitely no sports car. I mean, it hangs on pretty gamely, but it's too big. You feel the sense of mass. It's not a sports car. If I had taken it on my twisty road that I took the Alfa Julian, also a great car, you should watch that review, you'd have been like, yeah, you look like you're going to throw up. This is a car that will make people throw up. Brakes are incredible. Absolutely incredible. They haul this thing down with real authority. Steering is okay. I'm trying it in, let me try and track. Bit better, but it's kind of numb. It's a hydraulic system, maybe it's an EPAS system, but it is not the last word in steering feel. Like, I don't know what's going on with the front. Fuel economy. I've been through 2.5 tanks with this car. 2.5 tanks of gas. That's a little bit silly. That is way too many tanks of gas for one weekend. This is one of the thirstiest cars I've ever driven. There's no question that it is designed, absolutely designed to separate you from your wallet. Is it an everyday car? Is it the kind of car you drive? I don't actually think so. I think the best Chargers are the 6.4 SRTs. Those are a nice blend of everyday ability and good fuel consumption comparatively. It's got the same interior, same body. And you can get them with wide body as well now. I'm not sure in the Middle East, but I'm pretty sure you can get them with wide body in other markets. So the SRT is kind of the regular Challenger. Oh, and it'll go sideways and do all the things this car will do. But if you want to feel like what the king of the muscle cars is like, there's really only one car. It's this one. It's the Hellcat. The red eye, I don't even know how insane red eye is going to be. 797 horsepower. You could see how this car is barely able to control itself. It's trying to eat itself. What chance do you have with 797 horsepower? What chance do you have in our 40? The Demon, to do the things it does, actually has different tires at the front, a different ECU, a trans brake, chillers to cool the engine. This engine runs really hot. Like on a hot day, if you leave it outside, it'll be a good 1 minute to 2 minutes before you'll start to see the AC come on, because it has to somehow cool this engine and get it up to temp. Otherwise, it's going to get blasted with cold air. If it sounds like it's very complicated, it's also a great deal of fun. You know, you drive a modern McLaren or Ferrari, none of them have any demands on you. They're pretty much Japanese, easy to run. But this car has its own quirks and features. Sorry, Doug. And I love it. I love it, absolutely. Would I buy one? Probably not. But, you know, it was worth the broken neck, because you got to remind yourself that you're alive and that the cars like this exist. And everybody who bought this car regrets the fuel bills, but they always have this big old smile on their face about how much they enjoyed themselves. And I think that's the best thing I can say. It's a car that makes you smile. In a world where cars are going to be pretty much like pods, this is not a pod. And if there's 1 gallon of fuel left at the end of the world, 1 gallon left, I would put it into a Hellcat and let it go till that fuel ran out. This is the car Mad Max would drive. This is the car I would drive. And on a happy note, thanks for watching. I'm Imtishan. This has been Motoring Middle East. I'm now off to the chiropractor, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, because this might be the last video I'll ever do. See you next time.